Hi, I'm Rich with Inside HPC, and I'm here with Marc Hamilton from HP. We're here at moab.con in beautiful Park City, Utah. So Marc, HP had a big cloud announcement yesterday. What was that about?
Well, first of all, it is lovely to be here at the Moab conference in Park City. A little bit windy, but it's a nice warm day. So yesterday was sort of our big coming out party for the HP public cloud. So we announced that we're going live with our public cloud beta on May 10th. So a little sort of 1 month countdown underway. Your readers can go to hpcloud.com and get an idea of what we're going to be offering there about services. But it really was more than just about HP Cloud. That's sort of one leg of the stool. And what HP is really doing is bringing together all of our business units to really focus on sort of 4 key areas. It'll be that transition all the way from traditional types of IT infrastructure, including HPC, all the way up to public cloud. And those sort of intermediate steps are going to include private cloud, and they're going to include managed cloud services. And with HP's converged infrastructure for cloud, we really believe we're in a unique position where we can span across that with the same set of open industry standard infrastructure that's going to include technology based on core OpenStack technology, our own innovations built on top of that, and our own hardware and software, as well as partners such as Moab that we're working with. Adaptive that we're working with their Moab product.
Yeah. So Marc, HP was one of the first tier ones to talk about utility computing. I remember way back in the early 2000s. What lessons have been learned, and how are they being applied here for this new cloud?
Well, certainly our utility computing model for cloud, which is run out of HP Enterprise Services, that really continues, and that's the HP Managed Cloud Services that I talked about. And I think that the one lesson learned is that one size doesn't fit all, right? There'll be many clouds, many different types of clouds, but one of the lessons learned out of that is that customers want flexible and industry standard infrastructure, both at the hardware and software. They don't want to be locked in, right? Today, if you look at 2 of the biggest public clouds, which are very good in their own right, but Google App Engine and some of the other Google products and Amazon Web Services, great products that fit a need in the industry, but very, very hard to pick up an application off of Google App Engine and move it on to Amazon Web Services, and almost impossible to take it from one of those and move it into your own private environment. So we think that there's a need to span across all of those different use cases.
Okay, and in your talk this morning, it made it sound like private cloud, public cloud, you could write one app and run it in both places without modification. Is that the goal here?
Absolutely, that's the goal, to be able to write one app, run it fully in a private cloud, run it fully in a public cloud, and also being able to do cloud bursting from one to the other.
And then I guess, we're here at moab.con, and how does system management come to play in something of this scale?
Well, Moab has traditionally been used in HPC environments, and HPC environments were one of the very early sort of drivers of scale. Right? There's many HPC systems out there that are 1,000, multi-thousand types of nodes. I think HPC was one of the first apps to address the scale. Today, arguably, if you look at some of the large public clouds, from a sheer number of nodes and sheer data that they have in the cloud, they scale way beyond the size of even the largest HPC installation.